Hey, it's Mike, back doing another one of these threads that's going around the VC. This one was started by a guy named Darryl, NorthernVinylGuy. He's up there somewhere in northern part of Canada, the Great White North, way up there. And he started this thread, 20 greatest hits albums. So, you know, greatest hits, best of, singles collections of whatever kind of collections. Some of these might be just collections and not necessarily their greatest hits. Some of these bands that I listen to don't really have a selection of hits that would fill out a whole record, or have any hits at all. But they do have like albums that are collections. So I'll show those as well. So there's 20 of them, and Darryl showed 20. I'm going to show 20 vinyl examples. And then also at the very end, as an added bonus, I'm going to show what CD collections I have that count under this category, greatest hits, whatever. And I think pretty much all these CDs are things that aren't available on vinyl, and that's why I have them on CD. Because I usually prefer to have vinyl if possible, but some of these collections, they're not available on vinyl, and I think that's pretty much all of these that I'm going to be showing. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to do these in alphabetical order. I'll try to remember to mention the dates that these compilations were released. I might not remember to do that in every instance, and I might lose track of the count that I'm on or whatever, but you know, that happens. So the first one, I've shown this I think recently, Bauhaus. This is I guess it's a singles collection. It's 1979 through 1983. It's just a bunch of singles of theirs. It's a 2-album set, just of all their best known tracks. Really awesome. It folds out. It's got like a little inserts, photos of the band, and it's numbered on the one photo. But anyway, I'm not going to break all these out and open them up or anything. I'm just going to show the covers. So yeah, Bauhaus, 1979 through 1983. This was released in 1985. And then sticking with Bauhaus, they put out this collection called Crackle, and this is more of like a best of type thing. And it was released, I put this paper too far away, 1998 originally. And I don't think it was released I think it was released CD first, and then eventually they put out a vinyl copy fairly recently, so I grabbed a copy. Beggar's Banquet Records, Bauhaus. Love them. Next one, this is something that I've always wanted to, I've had the CD forever, and I've always wanted to have this on vinyl, and I finally, just in the past couple years, finally found a decent copy on vinyl. Best of Blondie. Love it. It's got all my favorite songs of hers, especially Heart of Glass and Sunday Girl. Best of Blondie. Next one, and that was originally released in 1981. Next one, Kate Bush, The Whole Story. I remember getting this back when I was in college because it had the updated version of Wuthering Heights, and that was all over the indie college radio stations back then in '86. Yeah, Kate Bush, love her. Whole Story, 1986. Next one, Cocteau Twins. This is the Pink Opaque. This was, I guess, just a collection of things up until like the Kia Guinea EP. So everything leading up to that point. Just various singles, some non-album singles. One song, Milla Millenary, that had never been released on vinyl before, I don't think. Yeah, Cocteau Twins, Pink Opaque, signed by Simon Raymond right there. Cool. And that was released, that compilation was released also in 1986. Next one, staying with the Cocteau Twins, Stars in Topsoil. This is it's not really a singles collection. It's just a collection of their music, just kind of a random collection, not really showcasing the best of, or at least what the majority of people, Cocteau Twins fans, would think that were their best of. They threw in some kind of deep cuts in here as well. Pretty interesting. It's just kind of a nice collection of songs from them that you can just pop on the turntable and listen to, and it's just kind of a mixtape of various Cocteau Twins songs rather than them just hitting the hits. Again, signed by Simon up there. Yeah, so this was released in 2000, year 2000. Stars in Topsoil on 4AD Records, Cocteau Twins. Next one, I remember getting this on cassette back when this came out in 1986, Staring at the Sea or Standing on the Beach. Staring at the Sea was the cassette version. Standing on the Beach is the vinyl, and I believe the CD version is also Standing on the Beach. But I got the cassette version when it first came out, and it had the A-side were all of these songs, all of these singles, Cure singles, leading up to Head on the Door. It went all the way up to that point in their discography. And then the B-side of that cassette had all the B-sides of the singles. And it was really cool. It was just a bunch of songs I had never heard before. So yeah, Standing on the Beach, the singles, The Cure. Then the next one, staying in the kind of the same time frame. This is Depeche Mode's People Are People. Just a collection of music leading up until Some Great Reward, because this song, People Are People, were from that album. And this was released in 1984. Yeah, People Are People. And then another compilation, Catching Up with Depeche Mode, came out a year later. And it had a whole totally different selection of best of songs or whatever from Depeche Mode. So both of them are definitely worth having. Some non-album singles too that were on that. And that was 1985, like I said. Next one, fantastic collection of music, songs, greatest hits, whatever, from Echo and the Bunnymen, Songs to Learn and Sing. It's got the bonus song, Bring On the Dancing Horses, which is great. Plus it's got Killing Moon and Seven Seas and just a whole bunch of great stuff on here. Love this compilation from Echo and the Bunnymen. Songs to Learn and Sing. This one I remember getting for Christmas a few years ago from Courtney. This is a singles collection from Killing Joke. It's like a 4-record set. And yeah, it collects pretty much all the singles from Killing Joke up until, I guess, before Pylon came out. So this came out before Pylon. 2013 singles collection, 4 records. And I got the records here in a separate, I had to put it in a separate thing because it won't fit in one outer sleeve. So yeah, Killing Joke, love them. Next one, did I say? Yeah, 2013 is when that came out. This one, Larita Mitsuko, this is a best of, literally called best of, and it's 2019. And yeah, it just collects a lot of their great songs. I don't know many people who listen to Larita Mitsuko. They're out of France. I love them. They're quirky and crazy and avant-garde and a lot of fun. And Catherine's voice is just absolutely amazing. And yeah, Larita Mitsuko, love them. Best of. Next one of my favorite bands, Lush. This is called Ciao, and it's a best of 2-record set on 4AD Records. Pretty straightforward, self-explanatory. Love it. It's on red vinyl, at least the version that I got. Let's see, the next one, New Order, Total. And this also has some songs from Joy Division, but mostly New Order tracks. Some of the songs are shortened, like Temptation and Crafty. I prefer the longer versions of it, but for the most part, it's a really excellent collection of best of songs or whatever from New Order. So, love it. Next one here, that Total compilation came out in 2011. Then next we have Wave of Mutilation from the Pixies. This is 2004. This was originally released. This is a reissue, so it's much later for me on 4AD Records. I love that 4AD puts out these best ofs for all these bands. I wish that they would do them for more bands, but Pixies, Cocteau Twins, Lush, I just like the fact that they do all this for their bands. Yeah, it's got a lot of their most well-known hits, and it's got some B-sides and stuff, some rarity kind of things, non-album tracks that they play live, like the Radiator song, that kind of thing. Yeah, love it. Pixies. Next one, I count these as 2 separate ones. Prince, The Hits, Part 1, fantastic. I love Prince. these are not in chronological order. They're just kind of spread out over 2 discs. All of his hits, at least most of his hits. I know he's got probably way more hits than would fit on two record sets, but this is a cream copy of that one. Oh, this is part 2 actually. This is the hits part 2, and this is the hits part 1. It's pretty much got, I mean, if you're just a kind of a casual Prince fan, it's got everything that you could possibly need. But I like a lot of the other things that are kind of left off of this, so I need more than just a hits compilation for Prince. But yeah, the hits 1 and 2, these were originally released in 1993. I remember when those came out. I used to have, when it first came out, I got like one of those fat case CD compilations of that, and it had the hits 1, the hits 2, and the B-side. So it was a 3-disc set. Had just tons of stuff. I don't have that anymore, otherwise I'd show it. Next one, Susie and the Banshees, Once Upon a Time. Fantastic compilation. I mean, you kind of need this in addition to her, like I have all her records on vinyl, but this has a lot of things that are not on those studio records, like Israel and some other songs. I forget. Playground Twist, was that one on? I forget. The Staircase Mystery or Playground Twist, one of those. Love and Avoid too. One of those was on Join Hands, and I can't remember which one, but Love and Avoid is fantastic, one of my favorite Susie songs, and Israel is fantastic. But yeah, it's got a lot of, it's basically the early stuff leading up to Juju, up through Juju, is what this compiles, clear vinyl. Susie and the Banshees, Once Upon a Time. I wish that they would put Twice Upon a Time out on vinyl. I don't think it's been released on vinyl ever. I could be wrong. Last time I said that it wasn't released on, something wasn't released on vinyl, somebody commented and told me it was. So I stand corrected if that's the case. But I don't think Twice Upon a Time has been released on vinyl. So I have the CD and I'll show that in a minute. Next thing, The Smiths. I remember I was in college when this came out, Louder Than Bombs, and it's just one of the many collections of singles or whatever that are best of things that Smiths have put out. They put out several of these. This is the only one that I have, Louder Than Bombs. Really good compilation. Love the Smiths. Really cool. And then of course, what would be a video from Mike without his favorite band, Stereolab, Serene Velocity. This is like all this. This is like a collection of songs from their Electra albums. So that's, I think, everything from Transient Random Noise Burst, which is their second album, leading all the way up to Margarine Eclipse. I think that this goes up to Margarine Eclipse. Yeah, it does. It's got Phonal Disclosure on it. So yeah, really cool collection. And the CD comes with, it's like an enhanced CD. If you get the CD version of this, it's enhanced, and it's got a little interview with Tim and Letitia, so that's pretty cool. Little bonus, but yeah. That's my number 20 Stereolab Serene Velocity. Very cool. Then, and that was released in 2006. And the Smiths Louder Than Bombs, that was 1987. See, I knew I forget all this stuff. And Once Upon a Time from Susie, that was 1981. Okay, so we're at the bonus section of this video. These are the CDs that I have, collections, greatest hits or whatever of these bands that are not on vinyl. The first one is Curve, The Way of Curve. This is a really cool 2 CD selection. The first side is kind of like their singles, their hits, and then the second side are like rarities, B-sides, that kind of thing. So really cool compilation from Curve. Love it. Love it, love it. This, Dead Can Dance. This is called 1981 to 1998. Is that correct? It's very small writing and it's in cursive. But anyway, Dead Can Dance, this collection here, it's comes in this slipcase, and it's got this little book, this bound book inside. It's got 3 CDs full of their music, and it's in this kind of book form, so there's just pages and pages of information and photographs and stuff, and then the CDs are located within there. And then at the very end, there's a DVD featuring the concert performance of Toward the Within. So if you have that record, Toward the Within, this is the, it's got the DVD of that inside here. So it's a really cool collection if you're a Dead Can Dance fan. Just an odds and ends range of various songs from all their albums, leading up to, I think, through Into the Labyrinth. What is the one after that? Spirit Chaser. I forget what that album's called. But anyway, up to that point. They did do a couple albums after that, but this just leads up to that point. So yeah, Dead Can Dance. I think it's Spirit Chaser. I forget. So anyway, this is the hardcore punk band out of New York City, Ism. This is an unofficial greatest hits. It's called The Hits That Missed. And it's got, if you see, there's David Cassidy and Shirley Jones on the cover there. They do a cover of I Think I Love You, that old Partridge Family hit. And it's got Constantinople on it, which is one of my all-time favorite songs of theirs. It does not have Moon the Moonies, which is my favorite song by this band, but I do have a vinyl record of their album that has that song. I wish that they would have included it on this. But yeah, this is an unofficial greatest hits collection from the band Ism. Very cool. Then this is Ladytron. And they always name these things after the dates. So this is Ladytron Best Of from 2000 to 2010. And this is a special edition 2 CD set full of all kinds of their hits or whatever, their best of songs, plus a bunch of non-album tracks and rarities and that kind of thing. So I love Ladytron. Fantastic. Again, these are like not available on vinyl. As far as I know, I could be wrong, and you'll definitely tell me if I'm wrong. Leica, Lost in Space. So this is a 2 CD deluxe edition set or whatever. Lost in Space, the band Leica out of the UK, formerly Moonshake, and then 2 members went off to form Leica. The other 2 members stayed on with Moonshake and carried on with Moonshake. This has got all their best of songs, and then it's got a bunch of non-album tracks and rarities, and this remix of one song with Jack Dangers from Meat Beat Manifesto, that's absolutely fantastic. I love that song. It's called Looking for the Jackalope. Yeah, there's 2 versions of that song on this, and one of them is remixed by the guy from Meat Beat Manifesto, and it's really excellent. So yeah, Leica, Lost in Space, 2 CD set. Next one, Massive Attack, Collected. And this is a deluxe edition that's in this kind of booklet type thing, a bound book type packaging. And it's got like all their hits on one, and then like a bunch of rarities, B-sides on another CD, or maybe that's all on one CD, or it's a double-sided CD. I'm not sure, but one of these is also a DVD. They have a DVD of all their videos on this as well, their music videos. So yeah, I love Massive Attack, and I love this compilation. It's very cool. And then, like I mentioned before, Twice Upon the Singles. I don't think this is on vinyl at this point, and this is everything from like Kiss in the Dream House, which came out after Juju, and then on all the way up until Kiss Them For Me, the Superstition album. So I think that's everything that's on here, the best of from those albums. I love Susie and the Banshees. I wish that this would be on vinyl, or if it has been on vinyl, I wish that they would reissue it. So there you go. And then last but not least, Wolfgang Press, Everything Is Beautiful. I got this, I think in the past year, I got this finally. Not available on vinyl, I'm pretty positive of that. And because if it was on vinyl, I would definitely get it. And again, just an assortment. And what's really cool too is that a lot of these songs are kind of remixed from the originals. They're just different versions. And which is cool to me because I already have all the original versions. So it's nice to hear some kind of variations of some of these songs. And sometimes the variations are not as good, sometimes they're even better. So Everything Is Beautiful, Wolfgang Press, 4AD Records. Awesome. So that's my greatest hits video. Hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too tedious, and I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I got more videos. I got like 3 or 4 more ideas in the waiting, piles of records set over here that I'm going to do more videos with. So stay tuned. Have a great weekend. Love you guys. Bye.